Joining me now from the Daily Signal, Kelsey Harkness and Democrat strategist Kelly Grace Gibson. Great to see you both. Wow, Kelsey, Maxine Waters firing under her own tent. That was a big reaction from Maxine Waters. Your take on it?
Well, you know her comments went too far when you have Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer denouncing her for it. But what's important to note is that there are a lot of people who are still encouraging her calls for people to be harassing Trump administration officials in gas stations. Some of those organizations include the Women's March, which claims to support women, and now they're supporting a woman who's calling for the targeted harassment of women. So I think there's a lot of hypocrisy here, and I really do think that Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer's comments signify that Maxine Waters went way too far here.
All right, Kelly Grace, let's do a quick reminder about Maxine Waters and her reaction to the LA riots in 1992. Maxine Waters embraced Damian Williams. He was the felon who helped drag truck driver Reginald Denny out of his truck. He threw a cinder block at Denny's head, nearly murdering him, causing massive brain damage. Williams then did a victory dance as Denny lay bloody on the ground. Nearly 5 dozen people died in the LA riots, many seriously injured, but Maxine Waters did not denounce that attack. She has since called it a, quote, rebellion. She visited Damian Williams' family to offer her support. And when his accomplices got off, she joined in the celebration. Oh, and now this, Damian Williams is in prison accused of murdering somebody else. Kelly Grace, your reaction?
I mean, I think you're remembering a really small part of the
Not
LA
remembering,
riots.
it's a fact. Wait a second.
Yes, yes.
You're entitled
No,
to your facts, not your opinion about what happened. Those not remembering, those are facts. The point is she has never denounced those riots.
The LA riots started because 17 cops
Not talking about that. We're talking about her not denouncing the riots, calling it a rebellion. React to that.
Much of what she did was rebuild the neighborhoods in California that were completely rocked by a rebellion
Grace,
against
sorry.
the
We're gonna move on because you're not answering the question. Kelsey, your reaction to that?
You're right. Maxine Waters has a track record of actually supporting violence against people. And look at the protests we have going on. Look at the riots that we've already seen just in the past couple of years. We do not want to repeat history, and her rhetoric could certainly lead us there.
All right, go ahead, Kelly Grace.
Maxine Waters has gotten death threats, that people writing her letters to lynch her. She's had to cancel events. Nobody is calling on anybody responding to this in a dangerous, threatening way. Maxine Waters never called for violence against anybody in the Trump administration. She pushed for protest in that she said push back, in meaning that she said stand up for what you believe in. These people work for the government. These people are making laws. If you don't like the laws, protest, vote them out of office.
Okay,
That's
we're
what
just
she
trying
was
to get to
pushing
the
for.
facts. I hear what you're saying. We want to get to the facts. No talking points. Let's get to the facts. Democrats calling to abolish ICE, trying to make it an issue for the midterms. And now this, President Trump has no problem with that. Let's take a listen.
Between Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi and getting rid of ICE and having open borders, and the biggest thing, you have open borders, all it's going to do is lead to massive, massive crime. That's going to be their platform. Open borders, which equals crime. I think they'll never win another election, so I'm actually quite happy about it.
Kelsey, your reaction?
The idea to abolish ICE is completely ignorant, and it really reflects a lack of education on what ICE officials do, bravely putting their lives on the line. You know who would support Democrats in their call to abolish ICE? Groups like MS-13, terrorists, human traffickers, drug smugglers. These are the people that ICE officials are out there on the streets fighting against every day. And for Democrats to align themselves with those, I think signals scary terms.
Kelly Grace, I want your reaction to this. Democrat Congressman Seth Moulton of Massachusetts, he's upset about the direction of the Democrat Party, and he's not confident about the midterms at all. Let's listen.
I think it's time for an entire new generation of leadership in the Democratic Party. I mean, we've got to look ourselves in the mirror and realize that Trump may be terrible, but if we can't beat him, if we are literally in the worst position as a party since the 1920s, which is where we are today, then we've got to make some reforms ourselves.
What do you think, Kelly?
I think we are. I think there's more Democrats running for office in the midterm elections than ever before. There's more teachers and veterans and scientists. There's more women. There's more people that don't have their own sort of trust funds to bankroll their campaigns. I think there is an amazing energy. They're calling it a blue wave. I believe it. And I do think that change starts from electing the right people and letting those people make the right laws. And I believe, you know, outside of what the congressman thinks, that the 2018 midterms are going to be really important for the Democrats.
They're definitely in play. I mean, Kelly, there's 27 or 29 primaries that the Democrats won, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had major wins up to this point. We need
All right.
23 seats to take back the House, and I think we're going to do it.
Kelsey Kelly, you're going to be back in just a bit. Now to this story. Mexico electing a far-left president. Its first leftist president in decades. How will President Trump react? That's coming up. But first, President Trump's been pushing uphill for fair trade. And now this, you're going to see the other countries already beating the president to the punch. You're not going to believe the details on this story after the break. Stay right there.